What's up, guys? How is everyone doing? I'm Ryofu. This is the Gaming Harbinger. So today, what I wanted to talk about was conventions. Now, I just came back from A-kon and I had the craziest idea just popped in my head. And I thought to myself, hey, you know what I could do? I could make a video for people that are attending conventions for the very first time. You know, your homie invites you and says, hey, you know, in 4 months, we're going to go to Anime Expo. Do you want to come with? You know, hey, or whatever the case may be. So I thought, you know, I've been going to conventions for 19 years, believe it or not. And I thought this, you know, I have some knowledge on this. So I thought I could share this information and perhaps it could help people decide what to do, not only if it's your first time going, but let's just even say perhaps you went a couple of times, but you kind of tagged along with people and now you're with a group where it's their first time and you're the one, the experienced one. So now you have to make the arrangements, reserve the room, do all that stuff, just keep the group organized. So I thought, I'm going to make a video about this. Let me know if you guys like this idea or not, or if you think it's completely whack. No harm done. So let's get into the tomfoolery. The first thing I want to discuss with you guys is how big is the convention? Now, if it's a big convention, I'm going to let you know that you're going to have to reserve the room. Like, let's just say something like Anime Expo. You're going to have to reserve that room a year in advance. Even if you went to something like I just went to A-kon with roughly, you know, 33 to 40,000 people, you're going to have to make reservations early. And we're talking about like 10 months early. So I would almost relate it to concerts. You know, think about when you go to concerts, the bigger the act, the more likely you're going to have to reserve the ticket early in advance, as opposed to a local act that's performing and they may have a hit or something, but you know, you don't have to. You could probably walk in that day, buy a ticket and go in, sit down, if it's a sit down kind of thing. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. So with big cons, just be prepared to reserve a room a year in advance or, you know, 10 months in advance. It's something that requires planning. It's not something you can do at the last minute. If you're staying at a Airbnb or a homestay, yeah, you're probably not going to have to worry about reserving your hotel a year in advance or anything. But you know, that's something completely different. However, unless you're reserving it with a weeb or a geek that knows, hey, there's a big convention every year, so I can jack up the price and whatever, then I guess you'll have issues with that. But for the most part, this doesn't include those. The next thing you'll want to know is, what does this convention specialize in? And I know you guys mean like, well, duh, I'm going to an anime convention, I guess anime. That's not really what I mean. So let's just say that we'll use A-kon as an example. A-kon has a great gaming community. It has a great tabletop gaming community. But at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, there are a crap ton of cosplayers there. And the cosplay contest they have at A-kon is massive. And even though it is the longest running anime convention in the United States, A-kon's cosplay contest is like just massive. It's just massive. And sometimes in these instances, it could be because of the owner, or it could just be the people that live in that location. They could just be like, hey, this is what we're into. And this ended up being the bigger thing. We're like, hey, this is what the people want. So we're going to give them more of that. We're going to give more time for the cosplay contest. We're going to have, you know, bigger prizes, or we're going to have panels related to cosplay. And to me, I think that's how it should be done, especially if that's what the people want, if that's what the fans want. So keep that in mind. That's important, because if your friend invites you to a convention and it's something that you're not really into and you're kind of like, I'm gonna go here, but I don't really care about the most important thing, but I'll go for all this little stuff. That's something to keep in mind, because you could end up going to something and being somewhat disappointed. I've gone to a convention that normally would, and it was anime, and I'm not gonna put this on blast, but it was an anime convention. It advertised having a gaming room, and then it did not have a gaming room. And I wasn't entirely set on panels like I am now, and I pretty much ran out of things to do, and I even got a little bored. Now, one of the things, and this is one of the core points of this video and why I decided to make it, when you are deciding, yes, I think I want to go to the convention, you get your ticket and whatnot. When it's like, I'd say 2 weeks to 1 week away from the convention, you should check the website, because it's possible that they release the schedule. Sometimes they'll release it even sooner. If so, that's awesome. But I would say at least 2 to 1 week before the convention, you can take a look at the schedule. You can see if there's anything that interests you. I especially recommend this for people that are new to conventions, because they're gonna walk in, they're going to feel overwhelmed, especially when they walk in the dealer's room, because you can just lose hours, especially at big conventions. So I really recommend people to, just so they can really feel like they get their money's worth, to look at what events are going on throughout the whole weekend, see what interests them, see what voice actors are there. Maybe there's someone that voice acted your favorite character in a video game. And now, rather than run around in the dealer's room like a maniac, you can just bring your favorite game and get it signed. And in most cases, you won't have to pay anything. Occasionally, there are a few voice actors that have a charge, but most of them do not. Now, when you're trying to get your badge, what I would recommend you to do is try to purchase it as early as possible if you can, especially bigger conventions, because the price will go up. I will say universally though, whether it's a big one or a small convention, they're going to give you a better deal if you get it early. And then as the price goes up, eventually they will get to a point where they just stop, and you're going to have to buy the badge or whatever it's going to be, ticket on site. And as far as I know, this holds true for weekend passes, and there really isn't a way to reserve a one-day pass. This can vary with smaller conventions, because they're just trying to make money any way they can. So this could vary with those, and it might be possible for you to get a one-day badge. So when it's time to wait in that pre-registration line, aka line con, just be ready. Just be suited up for combat. I'm just saying, have that switch on deck, have that external battery pack, get ready to go. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you'll be okay. Sometimes you don't got to worry about anything. This year, for example, I actually paid extra money, so I didn't have to wait in line at the pre-registration line, and I had my badge mailed to me. However, according to my friends this year, there were some people that waited in the pre-registration line 10 minutes, and that was it. And I was a little salty, because of course there's been other years where I've waited 2.5 hours in line. So you can totally understand why I would gladly pay the money and just mail it to me. Just mail it to me. So another important part to this, well, I don't want to say important. All of this is important, of course. I'm sharing amazing content with you. But one of the things that I like to talk about is panels at conventions. So just to be transparent for a minute, a lot of my friends are just kind of meh when it comes to going to panels. I do like going to panels for a couple of reasons. The first one is, we'll just use anime as an example. So you have companies like Sentai or Aniplex or Funimation they will have panels and they'll show like trailers of what the latest anime are or ones that are coming out. They'll also reveal to you, you know, okay, this show's been out a while and now we're about to release, you know, the box set. These are all the goodies that come in it. And for collectors, you know, we like to know shit like that. So the other part of this is, which is the part that might be a turn off for people, is anyone can really run a panel. So that includes regular people like you and me. So I would say a half to 2/3 of panels are ran by regular people, just regular con goers, or they may have, you know, a website or a YouTube channel and they decide, hey, I'm gonna run a panel. To me, it's a great time to meet people that are, you know, even though you're at an anime convention, and by the way, anime, yes, it used to be niche. I wouldn't say that anymore. Say it's popular, but let's pretend you consider anime still niche. Now you can meet a group of people that are into a niche within a niche, you know, and people that are into subcultures within subcultures or whatever, a certain type of visual novel. You can go to a panel and hear people discuss stuff like that, or a panel that's over whatever Sinron or over just whatever you can think of. The other part of this is voice actors will have panels. Sometimes there'll be Q&As. Sometimes it'll be a panel where they're showing off all their bloopers. And also if there's bands performing at the convention, sometimes they'll have Q&As. Or sometimes if it's a voice actor / director, he might be like, hey, who wants to, let me see your skills and we'll see if you can be a voice actor. And then, you know, they give you a moment to try to voice act and see if you can lip sync and stuff like that. I've seen all kinds of stuff like this, and I think this could totally be fun. I remember one time I went to, sorry for the story time, but I remember one time I went to a super small convention, and I've been to a lot of conventions at this point. This was about 5 or 6 years ago, and this female voice actor was the only guest. And she's, out of all the conventions I went to, she was the only one that was dropping gems. Like, I mean, this chick, like, if you wanted to be a voice actor, this was the thing to be in. This was the thing to attend, because she literally said, go to this website, go here, sign up for this. You know, you can try out for this, you can try out for commercials, you can go here, you can do that. That, like, I haven't been to like a shit ton of panels, but I've been to a shit ton of panels. And I have never heard someone just literally telling you, like, here, this is what you need. Oh, you want to know what kind of equipment I use? This is what I use. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Of course, I mean, I didn't have any desire to be a voice actor, but I found it really fascinating because, I mean, she was just telling you, like, here's the equipment I use. This is the equipment you could use, but you want to aspire to get to this point. And like I said, here's where you could try to audition for stuff. And, you know, and if you get the part, then you'll get paid this much. I was like, whoa, that's kind of overwhelming. And I know people that tell me, yeah, you know, my secret dream is to be a voice actor or whatever. And I'm like, man, if only these people went to this super duper small convention, because this chick was just letting everything out. And it's not even that these are secrets or anything, but it's just like, it's cool that someone's providing the information, because I've been to a lot of panels where they just tell you, yeah, I was in theater and, you know, practice a lot. Or there's occasional person like Troy Baker that's like, oh, I came from radio. But I like the fact that this lady was just like dropping gems, just being very transparent and just trying to help people out that wanted to achieve a dream. So one of the things I want to recommend to you guys, if you're going to a bigger convention, I recommend that you bring an ice chest. And the reason why I say that is because there might be a time where you get out of a panel late, or you get from the concert or the dance late, and you're starving. And guess what? Now everything's closed. And you'd have to go really out of your way to get food, or know and look up, a place that's 24 hours or whatever, or open till 3 a.m. or something like that. And rather than wandering around in a city that you're not familiar with, I would recommend, just make some sandwiches or, bring some snacks that can hold you over until the morning. And this helps with also saving money, of course, but it also just helps with you just not scrambling to find something to eat, because it is difficult, especially if you come with a group of people and you're trying to coordinate. And then of course, some people are going to be eating at different times, and that's okay. But you don't want to ever be in that situation, which, trust me, I'm always in that situation, because I like going to the concerts, and the concerts will run from a certain time all the way till midnight. And what ends up happening to me is I will get out of the concert at 12:30-ish, and now I'm slightly hungry, but it's a little too late to go get something to eat. And at the same time, I'm tired, so I'm ready to go back to the hotel. So in those instances, it's totally good to just have like something quick you can eat, that'll be enough to hold you over till the morning. Anyways, guys, it's been great. It's been fun. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe. And yeah, if you're thinking about going to a convention, like I said, not just anime, but just any kind of convention, just have fun, take a little time. And the whole purpose of this video is just for you to maximize your enjoyment, so you get the best, just the bang for your buck, and you get to enjoy all aspects of whatever kind of convention you go to. But anyways, I hope this video is helpful. I will see you in the next video.